Yo, here we are, Moon Knight, back in the fight. We're gonna talk about it. So let's get it going. Here we are, Moon Knight, episode 6. This is not the series finale, the season finale, which lets us believe that there's definitely going to be more to come. And after watching this entire episode, ending credits included, there's definitely some stuff that we're really going to have to get into in a future season and really see how things are going to take off. Other than that, my co-host Brent, yo, what's up? Tell me about it. What's going on?
What in episode? If you told me at the beginning of this season that I was going to be happy by the time we reached the end, you would have been absolutely almost shocked, because there's a couple things here I really, really love. I love the character development. Layla really grew into her own. I didn't think I was going to like the Hippo as much as I did, but she was cool. She was very cool. But I gotta say, the villain, Harrow, boy, did he fall flat. He fell horrendously flat as a character. There was nothing evil about him. There's nothing conniving about him. There's nothing manipulative about him. So when we got to the end, with that end credit scene that most people probably skip, but if you skipped it, you really love and appreciate Marvel because they trained us. We know what to expect. But for him to get what he got at the end, for me, that was satisfactory enough, even though the door has opened for so many other things that I'm sure you would love to speculate on, and I really want to get your thoughts on that.
All right. Well, I'm going to go light just because there's things that have changed throughout the series. So as you know, we're going through this entire series and we're looking at, Mark trying to figure things out, Stephen's trying to figure things out, and they end up working together to kind of get through everything. But when it comes down to this episode, they really had to pull together and they get that balance to where they're able to more or less seamlessly shift into one another to be able to take over and do what needs to be done. I thought it was fantastic during the fight scene. They were just kind of swapping back and forth between Moon Knight and Mr. Knight and getting a lot of stuff done. So it was great. You got to give credit to Layla. I think she definitely channeled some of her inner Oscar Isaac as she was doing her personality swaps. She was becoming the avatar for Tarawet. I want to definitely hit on the fact that as much as I like this episode, it still wasn't the best episode for me. Everything going forward into this really kind of hinged on Harrow kind of being a little bit more, and Amit was just as imposing as she needed to be. But again, when you got the God versus God and they're kind of doing their thing in the background, which I thought was a nice little camera angle, Harrow just didn't do it for me. I really think that, again, Oscar Isaac's Moon Knight really did what he needed to do to be the forefront of the show and really carry the entire show because, again, the villain just kind of, like you said, fell flat. And then even when it came down to the final fight, which, again, what we've expected with him, blacking out and swapping out and other people taking over and doing stuff, the way that they kind of set it up for Jake to make his debut, I was a little disappointed that I didn't get to see him kind of like beat the crap out of Harrow, but it is what it is. But that illusion that something happened and something more is there was definitely nice to have. And we get into it where we finally get the third personality that we were looking for within Jake Lockley, and he's got his driving cap on and he's doing what he needs to do. Now, as far as speculation goes for everything going forward within this series, I cannot give a certain yes or no as to how I think this is going to play out. This is literally just something that we're just going to have to watch, wait, and see, because they've taken the source material and really made it into their own with the personalities. The personalities aren't how the personalities were in the comics, so they've got kind of free reign to make these characters whoever they want them to be. So I'm curious to see how Jake's personality really is. He seems like he's really like the no nonsense kind of guy. Just, I will do what needs to be done when it needs to be done, and I'm not hesitating about it. Like, I'm just getting stuff done. Whereas Steven wants to kind of talk about it and figure it out, and Mark is kind of the in between. So I think they're kind of going with the extremes of the personality. So this one is this extreme, this one is this extreme, and it Mark's that one in the middle, as opposed to Steven being that one in the middle. So
honestly, this had so much going for it that it really shouldn't have been as flat as it was when we got to the conclusion of everything. Like you said, we wanted to see Jake from the get. We wanted to see Moon Knight being brutal from the get. We didn't get that till episode 5 and 6. This entire series felt like I was part of like an Eminem music video of, hi, my name is what? My name is who? My name is what the heck is going on? And to finally get to this conclusion, I feel like it's anticlimactic at best, but I know Marvel knows what they're doing. I've questioned them so many times and probably continue to do so just because I want to look at things from a critical analysis and not always give them benefit of the doubt because of their history and track record of just huge success in this industry. But the thing that I kind of was thrown for, and I want to see, make sure I'm not the only one that was on this thought process. When we got to that end credit scene, and then the accents started coming out from Oscar Isaac pertaining to the delivery and the walking away of Harrow, was I the only one that thought that that was Baron Zemo wheeling out Harrow to try and get him to join up with that, what's the lady's team name? The one who's trying to start up the Thunderbolts.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it could have been anything at that point. I wasn't too high up on who the character was. I just seen the gloves. It's like, okay, we got a little mysterious thing going on. And I caught a glimpse of the face. It's like, okay, we know who it is. We know where it's going. But with everything being said, yeah, I mean, it you just kind of wonder, like, what more are they gonna do for Moon Knight? Like, I wanted brutality. I wanted freaking Moon Knight, like, in the mask, in his drawers, beating the crap out of, like, 20 guys, freaking like it was in the comics. That would have been a great, scene just to have. Like, I would love it. But again, I wanted more brutality. But this is Disney. We got to understand that Disney is going to do what Disney needs to do to keep it in its Disney realm.
They love that PG rating. They love that PG rating.
Moon Knight should definitely be on. It should be on the lines of Deadpool. It should be in that realm. So with that, a lot of brutality, a lot of blood, a lot of gore, like
a lot of dark humor. That is the comic character that you iterated to me that who this was. And then to have that happen, it was like, also when we were going through the whole negotiation with Khonshu, I was okay, he's like, all right, I'll release both of you. And then he was like, yeah, sure. Like, you're a master negotiator. There's got to be the catch-22 to this. Yeah. And then we got to the end of the episode. I'm like, okay, that makes absolute sense. I'm here for it. At least you tidy that up. But this whole last episode, rushed as hell. You could have put another episode in. I know you had to squeeze it in there in order to finish before Multiverse of Madness, which will be our next video. And I'm hyped for it. But I feel like they could have done more. I really feel we could have done more.
I mean, they can set up going forward with Moon Knight. He's now there. He's present with that, and they can, and with them dealing with Harrow, they can use him in any capacity. We could see something like they could bring in the Midnight Suns. That was a team that ran around and handled business using, say, Iron Man, Wolverine, Ghost Rider, Blade, other characters that were involved in that they can really do some really good stuff with. They are making a Midnight Suns game, which they have announced. I think 9 characters, and 3 are hidden. So that Moon Knight could have been one of those hidden characters for all we know. So I mean, there's definitely places for him to still keep popping up in Marvel going forward, and keep the name Moon Knight relevant until we get to another season. He could pop in at any point in time in any of these episodes and these movies, cameos at any point in time. Multiverse of Madness, like you said, is right around the corner. That's got to be filled with a bunch of cameos, I'm sure. Like there's going to be people in there just for just for sake of being in the movie. So while Moon Knight overall, I think was a good show. I think it had better episodes than it had as an entire series overall. So if I could rate it right now, I'd probably give it a solid 7. Yeah, I without thinking too much about it. It's just kind of like it was good. It was good setup for 6 episodes of a character who was newly established. The series itself is good. Oscar Isaac's performance and stuff like that, I'll give that's a 9 without question. Like he did fantastic. He really got in there and showed his acting chops and made the character believable, likable. In aspirations, like you hated one version, you liked the other one, then you start to like the other. Okay, like you got that whole back and forth, and he was able to do it seamlessly. Like with the scenes where he's had to switch it on and off, it was fantastic. So Oscar Isaac, you have a standout performance, even though the series wasn't, fully where I wanted to be. But again, Marvel, as much as I love it, stuff like that, I'm not going to give, perfect grades. Just asking about it, Marvel's Avengers, I'll tell you that. Like, trust me, you're not perfect. I want y'all to, take whatever you get from this, learn from it, and, definitely knock something out better, because y'all are really doing good in this TV realm. So I'm just looking forward to seeing more stuff, because we got Loki season 2 at some point coming. What If season 2 is coming at some point as well. We still got Miss Marvel, She-Hulk on the horizon. As far as episodes, we got
Wakanda Forever. Isn't that on the docket?
Ironheart, the Armor Wars. So there's a lot of stuff on the plate as far as TV shows and stuff go. And I think Marvel, they do well with characters that have already been established in the movies coming to the television series, and they're able to just kind of keep it going because all the legwork has been done. So when it comes to new characters having to put this stuff out, they definitely got to make sure that they're rolling with it in a sense that makes sure that it makes sense for the people watching it, newcomers and all. If you've been invested in the Marvel universe, so like that, I understand that they also make these series. They want these people just to be able to pick up on these series without having to have watched too much in the past. But that's the thing about Marvel. Like a lot of this stuff is interconnected and stuff like that. It's like for you to get a full understanding of what's going on, you've got to watch what comes before it. You got to, understand the backstory, the lore within the Marvel universe. You ain't got to read all the comics and stuff like that. You can completely watch the MCU and enjoy it for what it is without having the comics. There ain't no gatekeeping and stuff here. Like literally just watch the show and understand what it's about, and you're going to enjoy it if you know more about what's going on previously. So other than that, I think we're pretty much good here as far as the series go. So definitely y'all want to hear more of this, we're going to do a Doctor Strange as soon as it comes out. We're going to do probably a spoiler free and then a spoiler laden review. So definitely come check that out. So just make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit that like button on this video, leave us the comments, let us know what's going on, and tell us about what you think is going to happen going forward. Other than that, Will, that's Brent, and we're out of here.